He is the fifth longest-serving African president after Equatorial Guinea's Teodoro Obiang Nguema and President José Eduardo dos Santos of Angola, who have now clocked 37 years in power, followed closely by President Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe and Paul Biya of Cameroon. State House Uganda has been Museveni's address for the last 30 years, and it is likely to remain so for 5 more years if he wins next week's election as predicted by pollsters. He rose to power back in 1986 after waging a 6-year bush war, but the first elections under Museveni were not held until 10 years later in 1996. Since then, however, the 71-year-old statesman has won 4 elections, the latest in 2011, where 68% of the voters endorsed him. Uganda's constitution, which originally only permitted 2 presidential terms, having been amended to give Museveni the leeway to vie again. Ultimately, though, it is the voters who have given Museveni and his national resistance movement the staying power.
Our political system is largely shaped by the NRM's massive size. So you have got, for example, over 1,700 MP candidates in this race. And those are the people for whose local networks really determine what voters will eventually behave like. And there's a real investment, in my view. They are all engaged in what looks like a very large national lottery.
Critics say voter apathy among the opposition voters and lack of fairness in past elections have tilted results in Museveni's favor. Western powers have openly criticized Museveni and Africa's elderly statesmen for manipulating the system to stay in power, but they have their defense.
And sometimes you'll hear a leader say, well, I'm the only person who can hold this nation together. There's a lot that I'd like to do to keep America moving, but the law is the law.
The Ugandans will tell you what they think about term limits. You just wait till a few they will give you their opinion.
The next foreseeable obstacle for Museveni's extended stay in power is the age limit. Uganda's laws impose an age limit of 75 on presidential candidates. The opposition was already discrediting Museveni's candidature and even launched a legal challenge to block him from vying, claiming he was too old to be eligible. And even if he wins next week's election, the opposition alleged that he wouldn't qualify to serve a full 5-year presidential term, a claim lawyers dismissed as having no legal basis. Museveni, however, insists he is in excellent health, and even though he may not be biologically youthful, he remains ideologically youthful. Sylvia Chebet, Citizen TV, Nairobi.